Hello everyone and welcome once again back to this Let's Play of Might and Magic 7. In the last episode we practically did everything we need to do on this island, so now it's time to do something we don't have to do at all, which is to murder a dragon. Cause, you know, we encountered a dragon earlier and he was kind of like in our faces, wanting to kill us, and we're not gonna let him. We're just not gonna let him do that, but we're gonna fight him to the bitter end now that we all have the magical thing called oh, we should have waited a bit with blessing. It's a long way there still. We're gonna battle him with the magical power of the bow, which reminds me that we now have a bunch of new bows here as well, which we can give our less bow friendly people. There we go. Or is it stupid of me to give it to her? Accuracy. No, it's the same accuracy. Accuracy. I don't know how to pronounce that stat. Forgive me. I am Norwegian. I don't know how. What we could have done before doing this is actually to power up our fire resistance. I know we drank with from the fire resistance well with Pixie, but oh wait. Which apparently has negated her fire resistance spell from the pedestal. Okay, that's stupid. Now we know. We're gonna save before we enter, because this can be kind of dangerous. Oh, he is so intimidating. Because if you remember, all of the rats here are now dead. In other words, it's us and the dragon. If the dragon had decided to go into hand-to-hand, we would have been dead a long time ago, but luckily this game decides that the dragon is better off trying to shoot at us from afar, so we can do it like this: running around, shooting, retreating, running around, shooting, retreating. It makes it's just a time-consuming effort to do this, but it means we get to loot one dragon. In this game, of course, creatures only drop one thing, but dragons usually have a really good like a good drop rate. Like, they can drop the best items in the game by far. So if we're lucky, we get something amazing. If we're not so lucky, then we get something crappy. In my last playthrough of this, I got something superbly crappy. Maybe the worst drop I've ever had from a dragon ever. So I mean, you can be really unlucky. Knock on wood, it seems to be going pretty well so far because of Day of the Gods, and we have a couple of good bows. We're still gonna save now and then though, because we don't want to die. And I also don't... Oh, can you please start running again? Where's the run button? There it is. I was pushing control. Never mind. We're gonna bless people now as well. Bless is a spirit magic spell that increases, let's see here, bless characters have an increased chance to hit monsters in hand-to-hand combats and with missiles. So while it costs a bit of spell points right now in the beginning for Pixie, it's a super good spell. Like, I don't go anywhere without it. I don't. Like, remember earlier, like, he had minus or something in shoot bonus and stuff like that? Now he has like plus 15. Some of it is because of Day of the Gods, and some of it is because of Bless. If you look at the damage right now, right above their portraits, you see that we hit the dragon much more often. Normally I'm used to having a cleric with much more spell points, so we could have blessed a bit more, but right now we can only afford like 1 or 2 rounds of Bless before losing Bless, because Bless only lasts for like 1 hour right now since we're at the start of the game. So you kind of have to listen to the sounds in order to determine when he is shooting or not. A dragon has about 1054 HP, I think, and right now I don't remember. We've like, that means we have to hit him approximately 1,000 times. No, 100 times, not 1,000 times, 100 times. Because we approximately hit for about 10 every single time we hit him, which is not completely true, so let's say 120 times. We know we're getting there. I know it's pretty boring, but this is pretty intense. Like, if you get hit once, you're dead. One of your characters will almost certainly die if you get hit by a dragon's attack. And you can also break items that you're wearing, so it's a pretty deadly enemy. I haven't saved yet, have I? So let's do that now. Save game, it is back. Got a bunch of older saves there as well. It's kind of cool to suddenly see them again. And now we're losing. Oh damn it! I should stop hitting control when I'm gonna use spells. Okay, it's about halfway done. This is much quicker than I remember. Knock on wood. So, our main reason for doing this is that we get experience points. We get almost double the experience points that we have gained so far, which is really, really nice in the beginning, because it makes the earlier stages of the game even easier. The game is only difficult, and I mean difficult-ish, in the beginning of the game, not in late of the game. If you just build your party correctly, then this game is a cakewalk. At least it should be. And now that I say cakewalk, we don't hit the dragon even like once in 5 turns of shooting. Typical. Betsy, come on, Lucky, show us why you're named Lucky.
Just a
Whoa,
scratch.
hello, there we go. Wow, we were super lucky. And the reason why I say we're super lucky is that we almost lost no hit points, only 3 hit points. I guess it is because of the fire resistance we have right now.
I can't fix it.
They broke our leather armor, but that's not such a big deal. We
no
have
room left.
a ton of other leather armors to use, so that's not like a huge pain. We were just incredibly lucky. But such a high fire resistance that we have right now probably meant that all of the damage that we originally were supposed to take got pretty much negated, which was impressive. But we were super lucky. That's probably the lowest a dragon's attack can go, but not by far the highest. So we can still easily die by being hit by a firebolt like that, so we should be really, really careful. Do-do-do-do. 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 But now you see why I always learn bow as early as I can, because there is such a thing as kiting. You can technically kite your way throughout the entire game. No, you can't, but you can get far by kiting, as long as you're good at it. And you know the enemy's attack patterns, then there's really no problem in kiting your way through most of the game in open areas like these. Some creatures though, dragons are generally pretty slow. Some other characters or monsters are much slower. You'll have a much bigger problem with them and running away from them. But the dragons are for the most part pretty easy, I would say. They're definitely not like their Heroes of Might and Magic counterpart, where they usually are pretty good. Or like Endgame, or like latest creature-dwelling creatures. I think it was running away right now, so maybe that means it has pretty low HP, so we might be able to kill it soon. As long as we can hit it. Come on. Come on! Aristides, show us what you're made of. You have a high accuracy stat. Once we get it down to like red HP, it will start running away. And that's like a sign of like, yes, ooh, look at this.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes, Betsy. Good job. So, we did it. We killed a dragon. And, of course, we're going to loot him. I just want to, like, mentally prepare myself. because we can be super unlucky here and get something super crappy. Luck, I think luck has something to do with what you pick up, so we're gonna pick it up with Pixie. I trust Pixie. She's gonna give me something awesome right now. Oh, we're lucky. First of all, we were super unlucky because we got a super poor drop from the dragon. We got a diamond, a gemstone with no magical benefits, blah blah blah. It's worth a lot of money, so that's good. But we can get something so much better than that. But we were lucky because this is a bug in the game where occasionally the body will still be there after you pick it up and find an item. The body will still be there, so we're super lucky to have that happen. We found a two-handed sword.
I don't know.
Which I know what we will do with it. We will be able to use it, definitely. We're actually gonna make Artistides use Artistides use it. Wow, it's dark now. That's because it's 10 PM. We spent approximately 4 in-game hours killing that dragon. So we're gonna head to the tavern and we're gonna sleep for the night. Wake up or unless there's a scholar here now. Yes, there is! Harmon the scholar.
Good evening.
I studied under Thomas Gray in the School of Sorcery for years to learn to tell one magic item from another. I'll work for you for 500 gold to start, plus a 5% share of all the gold we get. Unlimited item identification, which is like the holy grail of this game, according to me, and a 5% bonus to all experience gained, and he takes 5% of the gold you get. It's like nothing. So he is definitely a good catch. And I told you earlier that having a teacher with you is good. But having an instructor with you is even better. An instructor will give you 15% bonus to experience. So yeah, you should look for one of those. But all of a sudden I remembered we're missing the musical instrument, which is always the one in the when I first played this game. I always found it. And that's because, as I told you in the last episode with the dragonflies, I usually lured dragonflies into town and looted all the peasants. This girl will always spawn, Alyssa the Bard. She will always be here, always spawn, and she will always have a loot in her inventory, because she's like the bard hired by Lord Markham to entertain the adventurers. But I'm gonna be kind and buy her loot from her. So let's see here, loot, yes. You say you need an instrument for the scavenger hunt? I suppose you could buy my loot, but I've had it for such a long time. I guess I'd part of it with 500 golds. Interested? Yes. Well, promise to take care of it and not use it for firewood. Lucky will take care of it. Stop attacking me, by the way. So, when I first started to decide that, hey, we're gonna be kinder now to the peasants, so let's not go in there to, and kill her. Then I never found the loot anymore. It always kind of, showed up in my inventory magically.
How are you this evening?
Okay, in the meantime, we're gonna hire a teacher. They look like brothers, by the way. Because a teacher gives us 10% bonus to the experience we gain, and the earlier we get it, the more experience we gain overall, which is so nice. But if we find an instructor, we're gonna fire him and have the instructor join us instead. But
Come in.
Come on, Two Palms Tavern.
Enjoy your stay.
Now we're suddenly morning again. Let's go. Okay, first of all, we need to.
We should just leave it behind. We should just leave it behind.
We have to identify
We should
everything.
just leave it behind. This will be useful.
No, I know. When
should just leave
when
it
they
behind.
do stuff like this, they always identify it the more expensive, the more useful it will be, according to them.
That's no good.
Which is totally false.
Ho ho!
Yeah, this could have been so much better. We were kind of unlucky with the.
See anything you
Whoops, wrong place. We were kind of unlucky right now with the drop from the
want? Need a
dragon.
new weapon?
But, it doesn't really matter. What we can do is teach sword to Artistides, so he can use this. Look at his damage now, because this is a two-handed sword that's pretty good. It is fought by some master swordsmen that a wavy blade is a bit stronger than a straight one, and does more damage when it strikes an opponent. That may or may not be true, but one thing is certain. This particular sword's craftsmanship is amongst the finest you've ever seen. Which is a bit better than a long dagger. The long dagger combines the extra reach of the dagger with the stealth of the dagger, or the sword with the stealth of the dagger. So, I mean, it's pretty useful. It could have been much more unlucky, too. Because this sword is good right now in the beginning. It really is. It gives us a high hit rate, the highest of everyone. That's also because of its accuracy and a lot of damage. So, Artistides will do a bunch of damage in the beginning now.
See anything you want?
We should just leave it behind.
I just want to sell everything I have found here right now.
See anything you want?
And also repair this, 31 gold, and sell it for 49. That means we have a profit of like 18 gold. And all of our weapons.
A new weapon?
We're not gonna sell this bow though, because we need to deliver one longbow that we use right now to Lord Markham. So yeah. So let's see now. We have gained quite a bit of experience points while we've been here.
This is weak.
It's not weak, it's the best we got. Oh, that hurts my... That hurts. That hurt my throat.
His Grace.
So, let's see here. What do you have? What took you so long? Almost every group has turned in a red potion by now. This is the easiest item in the hunt to manage, but better late than never. I will mark it off your list. A beautiful shell, much like the ones that Sally sells. This certainly came from Emerald Island. I shall mark the shell off your list. This longbow certainly qualifies for the hunt. Good work. I shall mark it off your list. Adventurers indeed. I didn't expect anyone to bring back a tile so quickly. This is certainly tile from the temple, however, so I shall mark the tile off your list. A fine loot this is. Let me mark it off the instrument from your list. I see you have found a wealthy hat. I shall mark this off your list accordingly. Good work. Well, that's all 6 items. You're the winner of the contest! Da-ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da! I suggest you talk to Lord Markham for the details of gaining your fiefdom. My work is done here. Congratulations! You are the new Lords of Harmondale. Isn't it thrilling? You can't imagine how good it feels for me to give this property away to you. All of the benefits and rewards, and of course the responsibilities of governing the town of Harmondale are now yours. Lord Markham produces a deed and a contract. Just sign here, and here. Oh, and if I could just get your initials here. Yes! Well, that's that. You're all set. And once again, congratulations. Well, the ship that will take you to your fiefdom awaits you in the harbor. My entourage and I will be taking a different ship out. Just board whenever you're ready. Funny thing is that Harmondale has no water. Like, it's not a harbor town, so we take a ship to a non-harbor town. Yay! Let's go, like, take one last look. No, it's the same NPCs here as last time. I'm just so happy we got a scholar, because they are so good. Ooh, what about you? I forgot about you. Peasant, okay. Welcome aboard! Ahoy, matey! I be William Darvies, captain of this vessel.
Congratulations, my friends. Your new castle is located in Harmondale, a peaceful village on the edge of the elvish kingdom of Tularia, but firmly within human territory. Though there are many privileges to being the lord of this estate, there are many responsibilities as well. Public safety, for example. And oh, I almost forgot. Goblins have taken an interest in your new lands. I'm sure brave adventurers such as yourselves will have no trouble with them. So, enjoy your new home. May you rule your lands wisely.
Gee, thanks, Tularia. So, welcome to Harmondale, our beautiful little town and our beautiful castle. First of all, there's a welcoming chest over here. I don't know why, but there's always a chest here with items in it.
We'll find a use for this.
So yeah, great. But as the person in here said, the commentator or whatever, the narrator, I guess is a correct word to use, goblins have taken over our castle in the absence of a good lord. So yeah. Well, first of all, let's talk about the town in general. It's actually one of the bigger towns, or it's kind of big. And it's beautiful, I would say. There's a lot of people here, so, like, it's a good town to be the lords of, even though people don't support you at all. Every town in the game features a different type of guard. We have the same guards here as on Emerald Island. The other towns we'll visit after a while will have different ones. It's kind of interesting. Here is the town hall. There's a town hall in every single city, and they offer bounties on different monsters, and this month's bounty is on a peasant. Ouch. So in other words, if we kill this peasant right here and return there, we'll get 300 300 gold, which is not worth the problems killing peasants actually gives you. So, Under Scholar, Chimney Sweep, Tracker, and then some NPCs. There's a bunch of elemental and clerical guilds here as well, as you might see, but we're not gonna have any use for them just yet. Well, that does nothing.
Greetings and salutations to you!
Lyanna Dedrick, you won Lord Markham's contest? Good luck. Last people who tried to clean this place up went into Castle Harmondale and never came out. During the war, the warlocks tunneled from Nyon through Stone City to get to the mainland and seize territory. Even though they were pushed back into the island by Erafia, the tunnels remain. Rebellions here in Harmondale are rare, but we've had a couple of big ones. Most of the times, lords here don't last long enough to rebel against, but there have been some wicked ones. Not that I think you're wicked, my lords. This gives us kind of like an insight into the story here in Harmondale. It's pretty brutal. Fire Guild membership, sure. Air Guild membership, sure. Now we can afford it, so... We have our own armory.
See anything you want?
Which of course is nice, which can maybe teach us some new skills now. For example, the druid can now learn shield. I usually learn that with the... Oh, and here we go, chain armor with both paladin and...
Thanks a lot.
And, actually maybe that was very stupid of me. Neither of them actually needs chainmail right now, but whatever.
Thanks a lot.
We're gonna give them chainmail anyway. Because right now chainmail is the best armor we can afford. Eventually, the paladin can learn how to use plate, and the thief eventually gets much better with leather armor compared to chain armor, but we're gonna give him chain armor for now. And we're also gonna switch out his helmet like this, and she's gonna get this helmet, and we're gonna switch bows. There we go. Nothing more to sell. No. Good. Here's the tavern.
Come in, come in.
Where we get a quest, our first quest, I guess. My lords, I was beset by foul bandits when I returned from Avli, and they took everything I had brought with me from the elves. They even took my signet ring. Without it, I cannot continue my business because I cannot seal contracts between myself and other merchants. I've heard that bandits base themselves out in a camp in Erafia, but I'm no warrior. I'd not last a minute against them. Please go to Erafia and see this justice done. In other words, go and return his signet ring. That's basically all we have to do. And we're going to do that eventually. Horseshoes return in this game, and they do the exact same thing as before. In other words, they grant you skill points. 2 skill points per horseshoe to be exact. And we're going to use them on Aristides to raise his disarm trap skill. Because I want to be an expert disarm trap as quickly as possible. Sorry. I'm sick sometimes. Sometimes I still am sick. A lot of ordinary houses here all offer basic skill upgrades to expert level. Oh, we're never gonna need to identify item because we have this scholar with us. Here's our second quest from Darren Temper. My brother Elron was an avid Acromage player. Have you played Acromage yet? Horribly addicting game if I do say so. In any rate, you can only play if you have a deck, and decks are hard to come by, so I guess you probably haven't. In any case, Elron wanted to go over some strategies to help him win more games. Unfortunately, he didn't want to be in town because he didn't want anyone else to spy on him to learn his tricks, so he went to the White Cliff Caves southeast a bit from town. Elron hasn't been back in almost a week. I'm certain something horrible has happened to him, but if he's alive, I'd like to know that too. Would you do me the service of locating him? I don't have a lot of money to pay you back with, but I'd be greatly in your debt. Yeah, so there's apparently a dungeon here called the White Cliff Caves. We're gonna go there eventually too. And of course then we have the other kind of shops and a training center. So this town pretty much has everything. Boom! Selling a diamond. That felt good. Clean inventory. Ooh, nice boots. We're gonna buy those. We're actually also gonna buy the helmets here for our 2 helmetless companions. Oh, I bought one that had an enchantment. Stupid me. Totally not worth it. So let's see here. Helmet to you and helmet to RT Mighty Dides. And who deserves to get the leather boots? That's probably gonna be Betsy, because she's the healer. She needs to survive. Now Betsy has probably the highest, so second highest defense. That's cool. And she can also learn a shield now, can't she? Maybe I should go buy a shield while I still remember that she can actually use it.
See anything you want?
You have a goblin shield here. That's pretty good.
Thanks a lot.
Booyah! Look at Betsy, 21 in defense. Nothing's gonna stop her now. So I was thinking about, yeah, there's also like there's something here called Fistory book. Like all of these books offer different things. Here's the quest book, like retrieve Davrik's signet ring from the bandit case in the northeast of Erothia and return it to Davrik Palladium in Harmondale. Find the faith of Darren's brother in the Whitecliff Caves and return to Darren Temple in Harmondale. Outer Notes, which gives you information about alchemy, about fountains, obelisk you found later. You can mention that later. Trainers. Don't know what this is. Don't know what this is. The map book, calendar book, and also a history book that kind of explains what has happened so far and also gives you some backstory. So I think in the last few moments now of this episode, we're just going to read it through because it's kind of interesting to see what's happened here in Harmondale. Actually, it's pretty interesting. Lord Markham has asked me to prepare this history of Castle Harmondale and its owners so that future generations will not forget the great events that transpire here. I hope I can remain true to this task. As key events occur, you can count on me to write them down in this book as faithfully as possible, be they good or for ill. It is not my place to judge what transpires here, merely to record them. May Providence smile upon us, Vendel Tweed, the court historian. We never meet Vendel Tweed, unfortunately. Castle Harmondale was completed in 689 as the first line of defense against Elvish forces led by King Lotho IV during the Timber Wars. In a sign of things to come, it fell to an Elvish assault just 3 years later at the infamous Battle for Harmondale. Since then, the castle has changed hands 13 times in bloody conflicts with hundreds of deaths. In all but 2 of the cases, the castle has been controlled by either Erothia or Avli, but those 2 cases are remarkable. Sorry again. In 817, the long-suffering citizens of Harmondale tore the cruel Baron Danford Octavio to pieces in the streets over his enthusiastic tax collection methods. Seizing the moment, the mob elevated Mayor Ty Vespin to King of Harmondale and installed him in the castle. The glorious reign of King Vespin I lasted exactly 6 weeks. Erothian King Aaron Griffinharth IV marched to the town with 2 veteran legions and put King Vespin and his loudest supporters to the sword. With this victory in hand, King Greifenhard then marched upon the elves, who slew him in battle 2 weeks later. The castle returned to Elvish control in 818. More recently, the necromancer Lord Terence Rockwind II seized the castle as part of his expansion plans in 1008. The few citizens who survived this conquest did so by hiding in the hills for the year he was in control of the castle. Witnesses reported signs of a frenzied excavation taking place in the castle. But when Harmondale was retaken in the fall of 1009, no evidence of digging or construction could be found. For that matter, no prisoner ever taken to the castle by the necromancers were ever seen again. Oh, that's it actually. Oh yeah, because we haven't set in motion the next part of our plans, so I guess we need to go and check out our castle then. That's the last thing we're going to do in this episode. But it has a pretty brutal history, this town, especially the part about the Necromancer Lord with the excavation thing, and nobody found out exactly what happened to that excavation. Ah, the new lords! Please excuse the condition of this castle. It's been a while since anyone has taken proper care of it. I would have greeted you indoors, but for the goblins. A small tribe of them has moved inside. I've asked them to leave, but they won't listen to me. They were quite rude, as a matter of fact. Perhaps you could talk to them? I'll be in the On the House Tavern here in Harmondale, should you manage to convince them to leave. And then boom, suddenly The new lords of Harmondale arrived today at Castle Harmondale. Ruling it jointly by Lord Markham's decree are Pixie, Aristides, Betsy, and Lucky. There was, I am sad to say, no ceremony or welcoming party. As a matter of fact, a small band of goblins have moved into the castle and refused to leave without a fight. I, for one, am forced to stay in the town until they are evicted. I must describe the townspeople's attitude towards their new lord as guardedly hostile. There is no expectation that they will last longer than a few months, little hope that they will be of any better than the last lords, and a good deal of fear that they will be much, much worse. Given the history of this place, I can't blame them, but I do hope they will be proven wrong. The traditional rulers of Harmondale, Erofia and Avli, have not really noticed the change in ownership, but I'm sure that's just an oversight that will be corrected soon. Since Harmondale is currently under human rulership, I expect the Queen's tax collectors to be shortly to inquire. So yeah, we're getting thrown into quite a political little disaster here, that we will try to divulge further into in the next episode. So thank you for joining me in this dragon slaying episode. That went much better than expected, and we also got a nice weapon from it. Pew! In the next episode, we will go into Castle Harmondale and talk to the goblins, as the butler faithfully put it, but we're not gonna talk. We're gonna talk with our swords. Yeah, swords and maces, and daggers and staffs. Yeah, that's it. Until then, I've been a Waiting Gamer. Thank you for joining me. See you next time.